Elsa Bloodstone, new DPS character. So I would say she's more of a medium range, mainly her because her primary gun is a shotgun, even though it does have pretty good uh, distance, like it doesn't have a lot of damage drop off from distance, unlike Blade. But I will be simplifying all of her abilities. So her first one, L2 for PlayStation, it's a special kind of bullet that bounces off between enemies, and it leaves them with a mark right on top of them. You can see, and what that means is that when you hit an enemy with that, it gives you can see a little speed boost for like a second. Not anything too big, doesn't really matter, but it does say that those um, that get hit with that special bullet will receive extra damage, um, but only the ones with a shield or bonus health. That blue shield on your health bar. Now, another thing is that it bounces off. You can see between enemies like Moon Knight's main attack, and it can tag the whole team if they're all close together, which is pretty good. Now, her second ability, you can see L1. It has a 3 second cooldown, and it has pretty good distance, about like 7 meters, and it allows you to use her second gun because you cannot switch back and forth between them. So the other one, Monster Piercer, aka Elephant Gun, it's only a one bullet gun, I guess you could say, and it deals pretty good damage. So let's just compare. So just one attack from her shotgun, you can see right there, and deals about like 3.5 of that bar. Now the elephant gun from this distance, body shot, deals just a little bit less. Boom. But the thing about it is that it has more, what do you call it? More range. So if you're farther, I believe if you're farther away, it deals more damage. Let's see. How about this far? Okay, I might be wrong, but it does have more range. All right. Now the thing about the L1 is that it has a 3 second cooldown, so you can use it like Wolverine's dash. You can just use it for mobility. However, it does not let you do vertical movement. Now we're gonna move to R1. The R1 does let you move up. Why? Well, it's because it's meant to be used to hit an enemy with the dash. And there's flyers in this game or people that aren't exactly at your eye level. So, you know. And actually it has way more range. You can see right here. Boom. Almost double. And you can you can hit it at any angle that you like. Now you can see another thing special about the R1 is that it says follow up right there, R1, and it has like a 4 or 5 second timer. What it does, as you can see, it knocks me back. It has pretty good distance right there. It brought me all the way back here. Now, what it is, like I said, the R1 is meant to be used on an enemy because it launches them up with you at the air, and it allows you to use the elephant gun for a second and a follow up too. So you can hit both of those abilities at the same time on the enemy and deal pretty good damage actually. Now, the follow up little knockback bullet can also just be used for when you get out of spawn. So what I recommend is that you use L1, then R1, look back, follow up, and brings you back all the way here. However, the follow up takes you even farther if you jump. So you go here, jump, hit it, all the way back here. So it's pretty good to get off the spawn, and then you just keep hitting the L1 until you get R1 back, and you just keep going. Now her last ability is a trap. It cannot be destroyed, it cannot be seen. So you just place it down, wait for the enemy to come up. Now they're stunned, and now you dash. The dash doesn't do anything. It just brings you close to them. No extra damage. No gimmicks. However, you can. It allows you, obviously to be up and close to them, so you can hit the R1 and do the combo all over again. Now, I would test to see how far you can dash. So you see, you saw right there for like a second. I walked back and I was no longer in the range for the dash. So it is pretty good. Pretty good. What we call it? Distance for the ability. Not the best, but it's pretty good. Now another thing is that it has a 13 or 12-second cooldown for the ability. So if you do miss it, it's not that good. So let's just place it right here. Let's see if it hits. It should hit. Okay. There's other times where I miss it just by a little bit more and it doesn't hit. So the hitbox for the the ability is not that great. You see, that's very close. Okay, it was just in range, but you get the point. Now her ultimate, the fun part. You probably seen it. It releases this beast. It catches any enemies on its path and it keeps going until it hits a wall or it jumps off the map. And it will jump off the map with them. Now another thing about it though is that you can call it back, as you could see. So I hit an enemy, boom, and I call it back right about here, and it will bring me back. What I suggest is that you use all of your abilities, like I did right there, for so I could get two elephant gunshots in the enemy and just completely destroy them. Here's one thing though, the ultimate does not it does not go past walls. So you can see it ends right there if I hit a wall. If I tell it to go over here and then call it back and it hits a wall, you see it doesn't fully come to me. Because this is how it should be. Yeah, right to me. Now, another thing is if I call it back right here, it also, doesn't matter how far it is, it will not go through walls. Alright, well, that's about it for Elsa Bloodstone. Just one thing, last thing that I want to mention is the team up with Deadpool. So her L2 ability, her special bullet that marks enemies, it will, on top of the dealing extra damage to shields and, giving you a speed boost, it will also give that annoying Deadpool taunt on your screen. But it's nothing too crazy. In her passive, like it says right here, dealing more damage increases instinct, defeating enemies caught by smoky snare, which is her last ability, which is the trap. Grants additional instinct. So what higher instinct does, it reduces cooldown for the helix advance, which is your all L1. So it doesn't really provide that much of advantage because the cooldown is already very short, and you already have another dash. So I wouldn't even focus about that. I wouldn't even remember what her passive is. But actually, that is about it. That's all I have for you.